unboxing and review of the IMStick and the IMStand. This review is of something completely different for me, and for most of you it's probably something you've never even heard of. So let's do the unboxing and we can take a look at it. This has come from their online store and the link is down below in the description if you want to buy one. Because I'm reviewing this item, the StickCompany has offered all my subscribers and anyone who views this video 10% off at the checkout. And to get that discount, all you have to do is type in GCH Guitar Academy 10, one word, and you'll get the 10% discount. And I'll put the link to their store down below in the description. And I'm really pleased to be able to offer this discount because I've seen other YouTubers do it and I've never had the opportunity, so I'm really excited. The box was just held shut with a few strips of sellotape, so it was really easy to get into. And inside, the actual product is in kind of foil bags, which for some reason I associate with survival gear and camping equipment. And the bags have those little tiny tears in either side, so it suggests it should be torn open by hand, and that's what I'm doing here. But maybe using scissors would have been a more sensible option, or certainly easier. Interestingly, the bag is resealable, so if you didn't need to use your IMStick for a while, you could put it away again. Inside the bag is the IMStick itself, and two flexible strips and a small package. We'll look at these in more detail now. At first inspection, the IMStick looks like really good quality. It is a solid piece of metal, so probably the only way you're going to break it is to throw it out of a skyscraper or a plane. The little envelope contains a cleaner, so you can clean off the surface of your device before you stick the self-adhesive disc to it, which is what the magnet grips to. And the 4 little illustrations on that package is all the instructions you get. Clean off your device, stick the disc on, rub it firmly into place, and then you're ready to go. Start using your IMStick. Right, let's take a look at the IMStick itself in a bit more detail. And what you're actually looking at there is the disc that sticks onto your mobile phone. And it's got the StickCompany logo there in the middle. And you've got the choice between the blue one and the yellow one. And if you look carefully there, inside the device, you can just about make out the neodymium magnets, which are ridiculously strong, so it should work really well. And as I've been handling it and looking around it, the discs haven't moved in the slightest. Right, let's take a look at the wire grips. And these are coated with a kind of fairly soft, non-slip rubber. And they're both tipped off with a little cap so you don't damage anything or take out your eye or something. I certainly couldn't see you damaging your device with this stuff. Okay then, let's peel off what we need to peel off and put them together ready to use them. And the first thing I'll do is take off the discs. And they really stick on tight. On the back of the discs is wax paper to protect the adhesive surface, so when you're ready to stick it on your phone you just peel that off. And the IMStick itself also has got some protective film on, so I'll just take that off. And underneath the film is that non-slip surface again. It's kind of a rubber surface and it's actually quite effective. On my desk here, if I put a little force down, it won't move. And in the centre, there seems to be what looks like a camera thread. I hope that is, because that would double its usefulness, really. And it's a solid piece of metal. And as I've said, you can just about see the neodymium magnets there between them. You see? And, I mean, what can you say? It's just a well-machined piece of metal. It's probably pretty much indestructible. Right, I'm going to put one of the flexible grips in, and I've chosen the blue one because I think it looks nice. And the first thing I'll do is just straighten it out so I can push it through. And I'm guessing you just put it straight through the centre there. To push it through the centre, you really need the flexible grip to be as straight as possible. Otherwise, you'll have trouble fitting it through. And I'm pulling it through so I've got equal length of the flexible grip either side of the IMStick. And then I'm going to bend them just to hold them in place, but then I'm going to bend them both in the same direction. So then fold over each other, keeping it tidier. The flexible grips seem quite strong, so I'd imagine they'd hold something quite well. And there it is, folded away. And the flexible grips fold away really nicely there, with the bungs on the ends preventing the ends of the flexible grips from disappearing inside the IMStick, making it impossible to get them out again. Right, let's open and take a look at the IMStand, which is bagged in the same way the IMStick was. So, as usual, I'll have a battle with the bag rather than using scissors. As with the IMStick, the bag is resealable, which means you could put it away if you're not using it for a while. And both the base and the stand both seem very solid, which makes it a very boring review because so far I haven't found anything I can really criticise on it. It's all very well made. The base is very heavy and very strong, and it's got the StickCompany logo on it again. This side kind of reminds me of a skateboard wheel. So I'll take off the protective peel, and this again, it's kind of a non-slip rubber finish. And this is obviously a suction cup, so as you screw down the base, the suction cup would grab onto whatever you've got it on. So I've not actually stuck it to the desk here, I just wound it up to see how it'd go. And the stick fits on the top there. So that all seems pretty functional. And you've got the thread on the top, which I assume screws into the IMStick. And the stick is flexible, but not easily flexible. And it's covered in a kind of a soft rubber finish again, so you can't damage your device on it. Right, I think I've got an idea of something to try with it. But before I do that, I'll take it apart because you're going to have it mounted on the surface you want to mount it to before you put the stick on it, because you need to have the screw thread showing. My idea is this. I've got a lightweight microphone that has got a camera thread on the bottom of it, and I figure this should screw to the bottom of the stick. And then hopefully I can stick the mount to a guitar, and that way the microphone will follow the guitar and I should get a pretty much perfect recording. So let's see if it works. Brilliant, it is a standard camera mount thread, and that means if you've got anything with a camera mount thread on it that's not too heavy, it can go onto the IMStand. Right, I'll try the suction cup now and see if it'll actually stick to a guitar. And here it's going to have its work cut out because I'm going to put it straight on the varnish. So 1, we're going to see if it can hold on to the varnish, and 2, we need to see if it's going to damage the varnish. That's pretty insane. I reckon I could probably pick up the guitar with that. And with the microphone on, it's definite proof of concept. However, where I've stuck it, it's no good because it's in the way of my hands. So now I'll take it off again and start the whole process again and put it somewhere more useful. But I can also check the surface and check it's not marked the guitar. And hopefully you can see there, the surface is perfect and it's not left any marks at all. Okay, so what I'll do this time is I'll put the actual suction cup right on the edge of the cutaway, and that way it won't get in the way of my hand. And hopefully from there I'll be able to bend the microphone over so it's not too far away from the sound hole. I'm sure you're aware the the IMStick itself doesn't have any effect on the quality of the sound recording, but it does allow you to position the microphone very accurately. So, bearing that in mind, here's the test recording. In this test I just used the IMStand, so you can imagine how useful it'd be with the IMStick attached to the end of it, because you could more or less get hold of anything, microphones, cameras, anything you wanted that wasn't too heavy. Right, I'll take the suction cup off the guitar, but this time, uncut, I'll take the light around the guitar so we can see if it's left any marks or not. And remarkably, the guitar doesn't even need polishing. The suction cup hasn't left any marks at all. In the StickCompany's marketing gumph, they got a video where a band uses the IMStick and the IMStand to do various things stuck to musical instruments and so on. And when I saw this video, my first thought was, yeah, that doesn't seem very likely. But now, not only do I know it's likely, but it's actually really practical. I'll put a link to their video with the band in it down below in the description. That first test then was just with the IMStand. We haven't even tried to do anything with the IMStick yet. So for the second test, I was just going to put the IMStick onto a rack mount and use it to hold violin bows, which it did really easily. But because it did it so easily, I thought, why couldn't it hold the violin? So I tried this. Usually my violin is hung up on the wall, or when I'm working with it I just leave it on the floor leaning against the rack mount. However, I used it for a whole day on and off the IMStick and it worked really well. The best thing I thought about it was the fact that because the grips were flexible, you could actually shape the stand according to how you found it most useful. For example, if you wanted it to hold the violin really safely, you could just bend the ends around the violin, but if you wanted it so you could get the violin on and off the stand quickly, you could bend them the other way, so it was easy to slide the violin on and off. I think it's pretty obvious from the video, but the violin I use isn't just any old normal violin either. It's a 6-stringed, solid-bodied electric violin, so it weighs way more than a normal violin. So, if the IMStick could act as a hanger for this, it could easily act as a hanger for a normal violin or viola. I was taking my electric violin on and off this stand all day and the magnet didn't move once. And the great advantage of it being magnetic is if you decide you want to move it, you just pull it off and move it to where you want it. No drilling, no marks, no messing about. On the other side of this rack unit, I actually had to drill a hole so I could mount a hanger on for my working guitar. After testing the violin, I did a similar test with the mandolin, though I didn't go all day on it, just a few on and offs, and it worked perfectly again with the mandolin. But that's about the same weight as the violin, I wouldn't go any heavier than that. Another job I found it was really up to, but it's really an insult to the device, is cable management. Anybody working with musical equipment, especially electronic musical equipment, finds cables are a pain in the neck. So something like this that's got a really strong magnet and will hold on to a major clump of wires is really useful. As a side note, while I was making this video, my computer started misbehaving. It started humming, and I used the IMStick to hold a torch into place so I could see what I was doing while I was trying to work out what was going on. And using the IMStick or IMStand, you could get some amazing angles using an action cam by sticking it to your guitar. I know it's been done, but I still think it looks cool. It's the kind of accessory you could find a different use for every day of the week. So, in conclusion, if you're looking for a multi-purpose gripping device, you can't go far wrong with this. And just so you know, I've got no connection with the company, I'm not being paid by them, so this is an independent review. All they've offered me is a discount to my viewers, and I'm really happy to be passing that on. And just to remind you what that discount offer was, if you type in GCH Guitar Academy 10, one word, at the checkout, you get 10% off anything you buy. Whilst doing this review, I visited their online store, and I found it nicely reassuring that you can get replacement parts for it. For example, the flexible wire, you can get new ones of those. And you can also get the sticky back discs for the back of your phone or mobile device. So if you replace your phone, you don't have to replace your IMStick, you can just get a new disc. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon, and then you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And don't forget, I'll be back to guitar lessons soon.